Thank you for checking out the video, guys. Today we're doing a PvP preview guide for Outlaw Rogue and 7.0 for Legion. In the video, we're going to talk about the basic skills of an Outlaw Rogue. We're going to talk about the basic talents and what I think are going to be the best for the first season. We're going to go over the honor talents and see which ones I believe are going to be the best to set you up for success. And we're going to show a little gameplay on how I use some of these skills and why I chose what I did. So let's hop right into it. Saber Slash is going to be your main attack, your biggest combo builder. That's what you're going to use to build up your points for spending on finishing moves. Pistol Shot is a new move with Outlaw Rogue. It is a ranged attack that generates one combo point and also slows the target. Next up is Roll the Bones, and Roll the Bones, what that does is you spend combo points. It's a finishing move technically, and it gives you a set of random buffs. It can be one buff, it could be two buffs, it could be five buffs. It is all random. And what these buffs do is they do many types of things. Increase your critical strike, energy regeneration, some give you leech, some give you crit, some give you a reduction on your moves depending on how many finishing abilities you use. Many buffs. And yeah, the length of the buff depends on how many combo points you use. So you will always want to keep one of those buffs up, or if not, you want to roll the bones for a different one. That can be done as well. Next up is Run Through, and Run Through is the replacement for Eviscerate. It's going to be your main finishing attack. It is going to be your biggest damage causer, other than having cooldowns up. Excuse me. Between the Eyes is going to be an attack that replaces Kidney Shot, improved Kidney Shot in my opinion, because it now is a ranged stun. This, just like Kidney Shot, it depends on how many combo points you have up, and that affects how long the stun is. It also does damage, so that is a nice little plus. And then Blade Fury, if you're familiar with Combat Rogue, Blade Fury just decreases your energy regeneration and lets you hit multiple targets for whatever damage you're doing at a reduced rate. So, now that we talked about the core abilities, let's jump into the talents. Let's talk about first talent tier. I believe that Quick Draw is the best choice out of them. Some people use Ghostly Strike. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think the damage output for the the energy spent really pays off. What Quick Draw does is it gives you an extra combo point from your Pistol Shot when it procs from an extra Saber Slash hit. And it also does 50% increased damage. For Tier 2 talents, Grappling Hook is going to be my choice for the best option. Grappling Hook is an excellent gap closer. Helps you catch targets when you're slowed. It helps get out of line of sight of targets if you're slowed or if you're stuck in the open getting attacked. So Grappling Hook is extremely useful. I love it. It's actually one of my favorite skills for Outlaw Rogue. Tier 3, I run with Anticipation. I know people that run with Deeper Stratagem, and the difference is Anticipation gives you stack up to 8 combo points, but your finishing moves still only use 5. So you can do a finishing move and still have 3 combo points left over to build towards another full combo. I find it very helpful for creating combos, especially with some of the other talents we run. Deeper Stratagem, what that does is you can have up to 6 combo points, and your finishing abilities now use 6 combo points, which increases their damage, length of stun, etc. So I run with Anticipation. I believe it is the best, especially for my playstyle. Elusiveness is, if you're familiar, it's always been a talent all of Warlords of Draenor. It reduces all damage from your feint. And when you use feint, it reduces all damage by 30%, not just AoE attacks. Prey on the Weak increases damage by 10% when your target is in a cheap shot, a gouge, or a blind. Honestly, I think that's the weakest tier of talents. Dirty Tricks, I don't find it useful, and Parley, I believe, is just a PvE talent. So Prey on the Weak is kind of your only option there. The next tier of talents, Killing Spree is the best choice. I've seen people run with Cannon Barrage. Killing Spree is just extremely strong. It really helps finish a kill, especially if you're chasing and the target is running from you. It helps you stay on the target. Very useful. And with the Roll the Bones procs, there is one of the buffs that reduces the cooldown of some of your moves by, I think, 10 seconds every time that you use a finishing ability. So you can almost cut the cooldown and killing spree in half if you have that buff up in 34 seconds. And last but not least, in the last tier, I run with Death from Above. Slice and Dice is not viable in my opinion. Roll of Bones is, some of those buffs are too strong. Slice and Dice is obviously consistent, but you can roll for the right buffs and really help increase your damage and can really help solid and finish a kill. Marked for Death, I don't find it as useful for Outlaw Rogue. For Assassination Rogue, I think it's a must. Death from Above really helps, another gap closer. The 20-second cooldown is extremely useful. It's a lot of damage. It helps stick on mages, helps sticks on hunters, anything that's going to be getting away from you. Death from Above is not only a good damage ability, but it is extremely, extremely great for sticking on targets. So now we're going to talk about the honor talents. The first tier honor talents, we're going to talk about the Gladiator's Medallion. That's just your basic 2-minute trinket, PvP trinket, gets you out of any kind of immobility. The next tier, Sparring. If you're playing against melee comp, Sparring is going to be your best choice. Gives you a 20% chance to reduce melee attack by 50%. If you're playing against a caster team, you can run Reinforced Armor, which gives you 10% more health. That's something you obviously switch pre-game. Cut to the Chase is awesome. If an enemy within 10 yards, say, uses an ability that breaks all immobilities or breaks snares, and they get a speed increase, that you will match their increase and actually go 5% faster for a few seconds. Cut to the Chase is awesome, especially when it procs, because if you're on a target and they're, use an ability to get away and it speeds them up, you will actually match their speed, so it really helps with sticking on targets. Honor Among Thieves is what I typically run. In beta, it's a lot of 2v2s, so I don't usually run Thick as Thieves. But Honor Among Thieves, what that does is anytime someone within 15 yards gets a critical strike, you get a combo point. So really helps your combo point regeneration. It helps you keep finishing abilities coming and coming. Thick as Thieves, what that does is that increases you and a friendly target's damage by 15% for 6 seconds. If you're doing serious arenas, Thick as Thieves can really be used to, if you have a kill scenario or you have a setup for a kill, that extra 15% to you and your other DPS can really be over the top help to finish off a person, or just to increase that burst by 15% from both of you guys. It's really great. Control is King might be the reason I play Outlaw Rogue. I think it's what makes Outlaw Rogue extremely fun. What Control is King does is anytime someone around you polymorphs, silences, or stuns a target, you get adrenaline rush for 5 seconds, which is amazing. If you're playing with a mage, or you're playing with another target that stuns, or even a shadow priest, anything that's going to be CCing, adrenaline rush, Control is King procs like crazy. I mean, a lot of times I play, I feel like I have adrenaline rush up like 50 to 60% of the match, and it really makes playing Outlaw Rogue a lot of fun. It makes it extremely strong. Your energy regen is incredible. Your combo point regeners in general, I mean, you're just popping off finishing moves like insanity. It's great. It really makes playing Outlaw Rogue a lot of fun. And last but not least, Plunder Armor. Plunder Armor has been really useful for me, especially with finishing targets off. I use Plunder Armor and Killing Spree usually at the same time. I usually use those two as my finishing ability. If I see someone about to go down, or I know that we're creating a lot of pressure, that it could be that point to put them down, what it does is it steals and equips the target's armor. It reduces their damage dealt and their maximum health by 20%, and it increases yours for the same thing. So it can be used defensively as well, but that 20% health reduction, and it shares a cooldown with Killing Spree. I like to use those two in parallel when I know I'm going for a kill or I see something that's going to be in kill range. So out of that, Plunder Armor, I've played with Dismantle a little bit. It didn't really do me as much. Just kind of helps defensively from stopping melee teams. But Plunder Armor is going to be your go-to there. And these are going to be the talents to set you up for success for this expansion. Alright guys, let's hop into some arena games. Let's talk about some of these skills, some of these talents we chose, and how we apply them in the game. So this first one, it looks like my partner didn't join, so it's me 2v1, 1 stealth. So I'm going to go ahead and open up on this Death Knight with a cheap shot. Get some combo points rolling. I'm going to pop Cloak of Shadows and my Crimson Vial to keep my life up. And we're pretty much basically just dumping into him. There we used Plunder Armor and Killing Spree, which brought him down to almost 20%. And then we're just gonna keep at him with the constant combo points and run-throughs. Now here comes the Boomy. I'm dying and have dots on me, so I'm gonna go ahead and blind him. The beautiful thing about Outlaw Rogue right now too is the ability to kite. They're extremely mobile, and with pistol shot, being able to slow your target and just keep moving is extremely useful. So I'm going to get a re-stealth here. Should have another Crimson Vial coming up here in a second. Get my health rolling a little stronger. Alright, so I'm seeing the Boomkin, not going to want him to go stealth again, so this is looking like a good time to attack and open on him. So I'll sap him first. Let that health tick up a little higher, and then we'll just go ahead and open on him. So get a roll the bones going. Got 2 buffs off that. I have Adrenaline Rush up. Okay, got away. There's our grappling hook, which is amazing. It's a great gap closer. So we're just going to keep dumping in some run-throughs into him here. There's a Death from Above to connect on him. Still dumping, still dumping. Just getting away. We're going to stun him, and we're going to use Killing Spree. And, you know, that Killing Spree to finish him off is just, it's the icing on the cake, you know. Even though he trinketed and dashed to get away, it wasn't happening. Alright, let's look at a second game here. Queued up with a sub-rogue. Let's see who can kill their target faster. We decided to split here, so I'm going to go on the Shadow Priest. He's going to go on the Lock. I'm going to go ahead and open with a cheap shot. Get some combo points rolling into a Roll the Bones. I'll get 2 of my buffs. And you'll see I have Adrenaline Rush up because of Control is King that we chose. Hit him with it between the eyes. Used Sunder Armor and Killing Spree, but he dispersed it into a Death from Above. And now we're just trying to keep up on him. Keep pistol shotting him to keep him slowed. It's making him really hard to get away. And we're just dumping. We're just dumping combo points and run-throughs, and it's quite incredible. Alright guys, we're going to wrap it up there. Thanks for checking out the video. I hope that this gives you a little head start, a little preview, just a little knowledge going into the Legion if you plan on playing Outlaw Rogue. Hopefully this helps you. If you have any questions, any concerns, anything you'd like me to supplement to this video, just go ahead and comment below and let me know. Also as well, I have other Outlaw Rogue videos on my channel, so if you want to go peek around and look for those, maybe those could help you out a little bit as well. So appreciate it.